All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. All right, so wanted to talk a little bit about the goings on. I don't know exactly what I want to call this. I wrote down the scripture. He disappoints the devices of the crafty, but there's so much I want to say that a few different things will probably pop into it, and whatever the spirit leads me to name it is what I'll name it. But um there's, there's a lot going on, man, and these are um these are exciting times that we're living in, right? Again, let's be mindful of humility, right? Making sure that we're not tempting the Lord in this time. Making sure that we stay prayed up. That's the most important thing, man, in this time, is to ask of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to be in supplication, because regardless of what the situation is, regardless of what's happening, what's going on, um, the Heavenly Father is the only one that can get you out of those things. You understand? He's the only one that can get you through mentally. He's the only one that can get you through spiritually, physically, in all ways. He's the only one that is going to get you through this all these trying times, the times of Jacob's trouble. All right, yeah, like I said, I got a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Start with this. I was just I'm walking around work today. I'm in there now. I just came out for a few minutes, and and just to see. I wanted to say it this way. I hold the people in there, and maybe to a fault, right? To a high regard in as far as mental faculties go, because these are not like dumb people that I'm around, right? These are by any means, these are not stupid people. These are people that have gone through I don't know what you'd say, but gone through their paces uh, to get to where they are in their life and in their career. But as I'm looking at them, you know, in as I'm looking at them in there, these people, they're afraid of this coronavirus, right? They're having, like, they've switched all our meetings to, like, like a Skype or a Zoom meeting. So we're having to call in. We're all in there with each other, but we got to call into the meeting because we gotta take heed to this social distancing that they that they're requiring everyone to do. And the reason why I brought up that I think they're intelligent, right? I was talking to someone at work, and to hear how people talk about this country, it frustrates me, and it frustrates me because there's nothing from uh from I was trying to think of a time, but there is nothing ever that this country has done that says we are a moral place to be. Nothing. There has never been anything that has happened in America that makes me say, you know what, this makes us more moral than the rest, right? And in my conversation, the guy said to me, uh, Italy should have did what we did and just shut down all flights coming into the country. And I was thinking of that, and I'm looking at him. I'm watching him talking, And I said, what's interesting about all this you're saying? Because he's saying he brought up how Trump mentioned the Chinese virus and all of these different things that he brought up. And I'm listening to him, right? I'm listening to everything he's saying, and I've learned how to say what I'm thinking, without saying what I'm thinking, if that makes any sense. But I said to him, what's interesting about you saying all this stuff about China? I said, there are probably two people in a plant over there in China having the same conversation we're having about America. Because we say they did it, right? They say we did it. And let me stop saying we, right? They say America did it, right? America says they did it, and they're the cause of all of this, right? So who's telling the truth? How can you say that what you get in your news is more legitimate than what they get in theirs? How can you say it? How can you fix yourself to say it, right? And he said to me, he just put his shoulders up to his ears, started shaking his head. No, I believe everything. I believe everything our news tells us. I believe all the information they give us. But why? Why? There should be no man on earth should just take somebody's word for anything. Go look at what they said, so you can not only understand the value of that person when they give information, right? But also so that you can have the information for yourself. Just on a man level, not nothing crazy, not nothing spectacular. Just as you as a person, you should always take information that someone gives you and vet it, and make sure that the information that they give you is accurate, right? Because we're all losing our minds over this thing, but right. But what other factors are there involved in this thing? What other pieces are there in play? Not everything you hear is true just because they put it on the news. But you know what I'm learning about people? If it's easier to swallow, then that's what I'll follow. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme. If it's easier to swallow, then that's what I'll follow, right? And that's what you have here. And I'm realizing that these people are not as intelligent as I give them credit to be. It's not they are not as intelligent as I thought, as I give them credit. And maybe that's my fault, right, for giving people so much credit. But I wanted to say this, that this coronavirus, whether hoax or real, right, is all to usher in the new world order. And if you think anything other than that, then you haven't been paying attention throughout your lifetime. You haven't asked the right questions. You haven't read the right things. You haven't been paying attention to what the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, has been doing all this time. If you think that this is anything other than that, right? And much like brothers mentioned, you know, we are seeing Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, jump right off the pages. And it's now live and in color. We're seeing it live and in color, right? So, matter of fact, since I want to go to that, is this it? No, this is something else. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. You know what? I was gonna go straight to 17, the 17th verse. Is it 17? Yeah. But I want to start at the top, and then I'll bounce around in here for a minute. This is Second Ezra 15:1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And this is what we've been doing. And there's a feeling of elation I have over the last few weeks And let me not say that I haven't always had this elation, but especially in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's a great feeling in speaking something and telling people what was going to happen, and then now seeing the fruits of it. There's a good feeling that I have from that, man. You know, one thing. Before I got like fully into the truth, I think I told this. I'm sure I've told this story before, but um, my mother and my wife at the time was picking me up from the train station when I went out to see the elder apostles, and I've seen this video like since then, the video where I was there, and this is back winter of '07 now, right? And I had this leather jacket on, had a the hat and the hoodie, and I looked like a nigga, right? And not to say that there's anything wrong with dressing like that, but I just looking back at myself, I got a kick out of it. And I remember being in the car. I was sitting in the back seat. My mom was driving, and my wife was on the passenger side. They had picked me up from the train station from being out there, and they were talking about New Year's resolutions. And I was quiet. I didn't say nothing. I was in the back seat, and they looked and they said, "Well, what's your New Year's resolution?" And I said to find God, right? And again, this is before I got immersed into the truth. And they both at the same time in unison, find God, right? And I'd never made a New Year's resolution before then, and I haven't made a New Year's resolution since. And it's been the one thing that's been consistent in my life. I've never completed anything, right? I've never completed a task in my life, right? Something of this magnitude. And I prayed through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that he lets me see this through all the way to the end, man. And I pray that I make it, man. Because this would be the first time that I've ever done so. I've started something. I've went out to do something, and I finished it, right? So this is what we've been doing. We've been doing a great work. We've been prophesying about these times that we're in, telling people that this is the last days, and that's a good feeling, man. So verse 2, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? Here's the excuse me. Excuse me. Verse 3, it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? Because when there was no impending danger, when there was nothing to worry about, people, yeah, here you go, here you go, right? That was the sentiment, right? But now people calling, texting, what's going on? What you think about what's going on? Well, quite frankly, this is the end. This is the end. It ain't gonna get better, so don't fix your mind to think like that. We're not coming out of this, right? And even if we get to a point, matter of fact, what is that? Because even if we get to a point where it seems like everything is back to normal, it's gonna be a powerful hit behind that, right? So matter of fact, let me go here. Yep, this is 1 Thessalonians 5. I'll start at 1. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see? When they think everything, finally this is passed over, Corona's gone, Corona's done, there's gonna be a powerful punch behind it, man. This is the time of the raising up of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Matter of fact, that reminds me. And I knew I would do this where I would be bouncing around. I think it's Jeremiah 16. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Yeah. Jeremiah 16:14, it says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." You see, this is that time where the Heavenly Father is going to be uplifted for the salvation of the children of Israel, man. This is the time, man. Man, and I was watching this video. I believe one of the brothers put it together. But I was watching this video, and it was showing, just different chariots sightings, and different. There was a scene where there was locusts. That was like, there was like a flurry of them. It looked like a snowstorm, but it was all locusts. And I was just watching it, man. I was happy. This is happening, man. We it's happening, man. It's happening. We stood the test of time. We stayed in this thing. And now the Lord is getting ready to deliver the children of Israel, man. Man. All right, so I wanted to go to a couple of these scriptures that I had here. Just some comfort scriptures, man. Okay? Because matter of fact, let me go to Jeremiah. I think it's 30:7. I read this on the last show, but I didn't emphasize this one part, which I want to do now. This is boom. It says, this is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right? And this has been weighing on me, right? Because naturally in the flesh you start thinking about how you're gonna move, right? What type of moves you're gonna make in this time, right? And of course you get a little nervous, right? That's just a natural thing. But what I realized is that when I started thinking about what's on the other end of that trouble, right? When I started thinking about the kingdom of, I had gotten in the car, me and my lady, we got in the car and we was getting ready to take a ride, and I had gotten in the car and my kids was in the back seat, and I said, man, it's gonna be a great thing to not have to worry anymore about their well-being and instructing my family and not have to worry about backlash. That's gonna be a great feeling. And when I thought of those things, it eased my mind, man. Like, yeah, there's trouble coming, right? But it's like this, right? When you were in basketball practice, and this, I always use a basketball reference because I played basketball, but when I was in basketball practice, man, I hated running suicides because it was painful. Running up and down the court, and then you one group would go, and then the next group go. You get like a 20-second blow, and then you back at it again, running suicides again, and I hated it. But it felt good, when I was in my senior year and we were beating teams that had been killing us all through high school, man. Right? So the pain was painful at that moment, in that time, but the glory that came afterwards was so good. Matter of fact, I tell you, when I tell you I didn't write these things, this is Romans, I think it's 8:17, I want to say. Sufferings of this present time. Yeah, verse 18. I'll jump right to it. Matter of fact, I have to jump up because I have to jump up. I'm gonna go to 16. This is Romans 8:16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him." Right? So the pain that's coming is necessary, right? It's not a don't think of it as a punishment. Don't think of it as the Lord is gonna, the Lord might destroy. Don't think of it like that. That it's necessary for your purification. You understand? It's necessary, right? It says that we may be also glorified together, right? So the Lord Yahweh Shai, he went through his. He's sitting on the right hand of the Father waiting to be glorified fully, right? In completeness. Now we have to go through ours, man. Right? It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." You see? This when you start thinking about the glory, all this other, it makes you, it comforts you, man. It comforts you, man. Oh man, call Halayim Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, this is the time, and we don't have to suck no more. We don't have to worry about going to court and being embarrassed. We don't have to worry about being the low man on the totem pole at your job. We're going to be honored and gloried in the way the Heavenly Father intended for our nation to be honored and gloried. Okay? So, let me go back to 2nd Ezra 15. Okay? Okay, verse 3, it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And that's another thing, man. That's another thing. All these people that have been unfaithful, right? All these people that don't believe, they're gonna feel it the worst, man. And the ones that are directly connected to you, the ones that you've warned, the ones that you've told, right? And your love for them and your care for them, they're gonna be the ones that are most affected, man. Because they didn't listen to you. And ultimately they didn't listen to the Most High. Because he said, "I called and no man regarded." Right? It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, to sword, famine, death, and destruction." And this is just the start of it, man. The beginning of sorrows, if you will. Right? "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." You see? There's nothing, and this is for the people that said it'll probably come to an end, but not in our time. No, it can't get no worse than this, man. It can't get any worse than this. You look around, you look around the world today, and you see space for more wickedness. Come on, man. There is no more space for wickedness. You see? It says, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." And that's another thing we've been doing. When you look around, you think there's more that it could get worse. We're complaining about this place, man. You see? Let's see. "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Right? Which is where we are, man. Which is where we are, in the land of bondage and captivity. We don't belong here. This ain't our place of dwelling. You see? So let me go down a little bit. So here's the these are the things that these are the things that are going on right now, man. 14, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." Now, I did a show maybe a week or two ago talking about, possible scenarios, right? And now these things make sense. Now you can see why somebody would be in sedition. Because if the government tells you don't come outside, right? What's gonna happen? People, once them babies get to crying, them kids get to crying, what's people gonna do? They're gonna be outside fighting, man, trying to get to some food somewhere. You see, right? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning that they're gonna take matters into their own hand, man. This is the time we're coming upon, man. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Does that not sound like a government shutdown? Does that not sound like a travel ban? A quarantine? Come on, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And I was listening to the talk radio this morning, or not, maybe not this morning, but yesterday morning, and just listening to all the different news channels, and motherfuckers, these people are scared, man. These people are scared. Guns being sold at a high rate. You see? So that's it, man. I've been out here a little bit longer than I planned to be. But I don't even know what I'm gonna call this, man. I just wanted to get some of those things out of me. But hopefully it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well. Honor and salutations to the hopeful elect. And this is the home stretch, baby. Let's hold on tight. All right, Shalom.